Well, hi, welcome to Custom Works. I'm Clint Allen. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to be hitting on new customer reviews and complaints posted by Bronco Sport owners. So stick around and wait to hear the horror stories. Well, thanks for sticking around through that. I've got some new reviews that are posted by individuals who have purchased and currently own the Ford Bronco Sports. And we're going to just delve right on into her. So, first one, the beginning of the complaint reads, "Beautiful car, drivetrain problems like no other." Well, we've discussed this in previous videos, but clearly hasn't owned a Chrysler product, but either which way. Badlands four-wheel drive SUV, all-wheel drive with the 2.0 four-cylinder turbo. The torque converter locks up and causes the vehicle to be unresponsive, undrivable. Takes a month for Ford to decide what they're going to do, another 22 days for transmission to be replaced. Engine does not sound the same. There is a light rattle and some oil or fluid that is leaking from the engine transmission area. In an independent shop today, they took a look at it, and they are also 2 months out also, which when people get upset, sometimes they take liberties. An independent shop wouldn't fix a vehicle that's under warranty. So, not saying that the problem didn't happen, but let's take some of this with a grain of salt per se. Number two, the beginning of the review starts out grinding when backing up and turning. Big Bend four-wheel drive SUV, all-wheel drive with the 1.5 three-cylinder turbo. Love this car up until I hit about 2,400 miles. Noticed when I was backing up and turning out of my driveway, I heard a loud, rough grinding noise. Last Thursday, I took it in the following morning to Ford. They backed up 2 times but did not hear anything. Tried to send me on my way. I insisted on them checking it out again. Left it overnight, and they said it still will not do what she had claimed it was doing. Not too happy with the Bronco Big Bend now. I have an escape that is not making the noises when I back up and turn out of my driveway. Anyone experiencing this? Well, let's delve into that. The Ford Escape and the Bronco, same platform, basically the same, but the Bronco Sport, the rear end, depending on which model and which options that you get, the Bronco Sport rear end does have a clutch pack system that engages both rear tires. The Ford Escape doesn't have that. And I'm willing to bet one of the recalls was that the fluid was too low in the rear ends. And I'm willing to bet this is part of it. When you have these rear ends that are, independent, and plus they got a clutch pack system, if they're not at the right level and you've gotten it hot at one point in time from driving it, well, chances are it's going to want to lock as you're driving or backing up because the fluid is not flowing in those clutches. And I bet you that's what the problem is, but why Ford couldn't figure it out You know, you buy a brand new vehicle, you pay over sticker for it. But anyways, your customer comes back to you and says, look, I've got this problem. Yeah, you know, drive it back and forth. Yeah, it doesn't make the problem, but get it into the shop. It's coming for the rear end. You already know these things have, you know, multiple problems and recalls, and one of them is the rear end. You know, pull that diff cover off of there and see what's going on inside. Ford, you know, you're what can you say? The next one, love my Area 51. Big Bend 4-wheel drive SUV, all-wheel drive, 1.5 3-cylinder turbo. I bought the Big Bend model in June, and within a few days the information display went blank. It came back on, but it has gone off and on for a month. I finally got an appointment to take it into Ford last week Friday. After waiting about 3 weeks, the service department had it from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they couldn't replicate the issue. I gave them pictures of the blank screen and several different dates. I bought it back home this morning, Monday. I started it up. The information display was blank. I drove it straight to Ford and kept it running until the tech came out, plugged in his computer into the vehicle, and the computer wasn't showing any problems, which it wouldn't. He said they will have to contact Ford and see what they want to do about it. Boo hiss, I gave up my 2015 Ford Fusion that had 0 problems all over 6 years. I drove it issue-free, and I bought the Bronco and within days had issues. Well, you know, a blank display is the least of your problems at this point in time. You know, just go back. Got 2 other videos on this stuff. You know, all the recalls, all the other complaints, all the other reviews. You know, this just is not one of Ford's proudest moments. And as anybody knows, that 3-cylinder, bad idea. Bad. 3-cylinder motor in a vehicle that weighs 3,500 pounds to 3,700 pounds. Ay, folks. You know, you gotta think through this stuff. Let's see here. The next one starts out questionable build quality. That's pretty much all the American manufacturers of lately. Big Bend 4-wheel drive SUV, all-wheel drive, 1.5 3-cylinder turbo. Bought the Bronco Sport, and within a week I noticed some strange creaks and rattles. Long story short, had to have the entire transmission replaced, and while the noises became more subtle and quieter, they still exist. The windshield glass also started to crack. So you got that looking forward out to you, Bronco owners. We'll read on the forums about the owner transmission problems along with the windshield glass being fragile. Bronco Sports are made in Mexico, which is notorious for having quality issues. These vehicles are looking cheap, and shortcuts and everything underneath is just not up to par. I can't see these vehicles having a long-term viability, and no regrets about selling mine. Compared to its competitors, the BS build quality is really quite poor. You know, when you pay above sticker for a vehicle, and you end up with something that is basically problem after problem after problem. Windshields breaking, just you're driving down the road and they start running a crack through them because of the pressure or the twisting of the cab. Ford, we have the issue of And on the Bronco Sport, by the way, of too thin of drive shafts. You know, the heavy-duty trucks have problems with their axles being too thin. You know, we're just, you know, we're trying to save that extra penny, you know, so we can put it on our Ford bank account because, you know, we can't get our stock above $15 a share because, oh, people. All right, so let's move on. 4 out of 5 stars, horrible quality in the windshield. I absolutely love my Ford Bronco Sport. I've had it for 6 months now and had replaced the windshield 3 times. Any little pebble that could chip it actually cracks it. That runs pretty much across the glass. This is definitely an issue that Ford needs to address. I've spoken to my service advisor and he has nothing to say. Your service advisor gets paid on commission. And Ford has an issue or a recall. He make no money. He don't care about you. The guy coming in who's out of warranty that he can whack for 3, 4, 5 grand of service repairs that he gets paid a big commission on, he's that person's best buddy. So good job, Ford. Keep up that work over there. Her final comments was, this should be recalled. I cannot claim poorer quality in windshields, and my insurance company had to pay for the first replacement. I'm sure the insurance company is going to be, you know, hitting on Ford's door when they find out that this is an issue throughout. Now, the windshield being too thin, first off, is scary. I mean, you're going down the road, let's say something sizable hits your windshield beyond a pebble, let's say, oh, a goose, a big rock, tire, you know, all kinds of things happen on the road. And that windshield folds in. That windshield's supposed to be designed to stop stuff from coming through into your nice little compartment area. And if this windshield is made really thin, remember the Pinto? Could we be talking 10 years from now going, hey, you remember the Bronco when stuff came flying through the windshield and killed people? Ford. You know, I understand that they source these parts, but Ford is the one who makes the engineering drawings for this stuff, so they are the ones to blame. All right, on to the next one. Never again. This is a Big Bend Bronco 4-door SUV, all-wheel drive, 1.5 3-cylinder turbo. Let's see here, about 8,000 miles on the 2021 Big Bend Bronco, and stuck transmission, will not shift. The rotators will not shift, the knobs will not shift, the unit will not go from drive to park. Got stranded on vacation. Other than that, no power, and it drives weird. Well, depends what you were driving before, but either which way. On to the next one. Hard noise when backing up. Here we go again. That's number 2 here for this particular video segment. Big Bend 4-wheel drive SUV, all-wheel drive, 1.5 3-cylinder turbo. I purchased my vehicle in April of 2021 with approximately 50 miles, so brand new. When driving, it vibrates sporadically. When I reverse in the morning, it makes loud, hard noises. Was very scared at first. I tried to schedule an appointment. They did not have any and could not provide a loaner car. I'm at about 6,000 miles. Tried to make an appointment through the app during the months of September. There is no availability. I'm just going in tomorrow and hope to have some luck. You know, once again, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that is going to haunt Ford, is going to cause them at a time that nobody can afford to have less car sales. This right here is going to cause them to have less car sales. It really will. And the fact that they're not taking care of their customers, it's sad. So if you're considering on going out and buying this Ford Bronco, you're thinking about going out and buying Ford everything, listen closely. Ford is not taking care of their people. Let's move on here. Get me to point B is where it starts out as. Have had the Ford Bronco Sport for 4 months. The Wi-Fi stopped working, had to reboot it, the entire computer system. Front fender mud flaps have both fallen off. Bluetooth cuts in and out constantly. Back window leaks water into the car every time it rains, and every time I go through the car wash. Tons of rocks are stuck in the rubber trim due to a design flaw in the car. Don't buy until they get it right. Yeah, I've said this before, don't buy it at all. There are so many better options out on the market. This is an SUV, sport utility vehicle. It's built on the Ford Escape platform. SUV. Every manufacturer makes an SUV. Every manufacturer with an SUV has an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive system. So if you want to go off the road, they all do it. Not just the Bronco. This is nothing new. Anyways. Continuing on that one, to top it all off, they want me to leave the car for a day or two and will not give me a replacement. Well, nobody's going to give you a free rental or a replacement, even though you did buy a brand new car. Like I've said before, hit the old Google on the phone and start locking in tow companies. Call them up, get volume discount, get to know your Uber guy really well, get to know your car rental place really well, lock them all in, put them on speed dial, because if you buy a Bronco Sport, you're going to need it. All right, let's see here. On to the next one. 2 out of 5 stars, just my opinion. Big Ben 4-wheel drive SUV 1.5 3-cylinder turbo. I owned the Big Ben for 4 months and just traded in for a Subaru Forester. This is the only one out of what we're going to be talking today who went out and got a different vehicle. But I can guarantee you this is happening more and more. These are cheaply made vehicles. Ford was trying to capture that Ford Bronco, that first Ford Bronco, that little Ford Bronco, the 2-door little Bronco. The farmer used it, all kinds of people used it. It was a basic, cheap vehicle. And they kept with it, and they've made, the new 2021 cheap Bronco Sport. It's a cheap vehicle. It's expensive, but it's designed to be cheap. They rattle, they break down, everything you want in a brand new vehicle that you paid over sticker for. Anyways, keeping up with that same one, traded in for a Subaru Forester. The front seats are not comfortable. Meaning the Bronco. No leg room on the back seat. Lacy, I'm not quite sure what he means by that. Basically, small cargo area. Well, you bought the vehicle. Even in the owner's, even in the brochure, it shows the rear end doesn't have no room whatsoever. If you wanted room in the rear end, get yourself a truck. But anyways, the ride is noisy inside. Everything is cheap plastic. The hood rattles. Lack of power. It's not smooth. Auto stop feature is anything but convenient. And for the price, $34,000, it was a bit worth it in my opinion, which is why I ended up trading it back in. Not sure where he meant by that. Either which way, here are auto manufacturer reviewers, not going to mention the names, cons of owning this vehicle. Can't tow as much as a Ford Escape. I don't think I'd want to be towing with either one of them, but I'm a heavy haul tower, so 1.5 delivers lower than average power and refinement. Well, that we know. 3 cylinders, you can supercharge it and turbocharge it. You just still don't have enough power to run 3,500 to 3,700 pounds of metal down the road. It just doesn't equate, No creeper gear, no low range simulation like the Jeep offers. Don't know what model he's talking about actually, as far as, because they've got that goat mode. You can put it into rock crawl mode, which is gonna, depending if you got that all-wheel drive with the rear locking clutch system. We got a valid complaint, but she's no four-wheel drive, doesn't come with a transfer case. It was really funny reading one of my reviews. They said, can you believe that it doesn't have a transfer case? Well, if you had the knowledge of knowing what a transfer case is, did you bother even to look underneath the vehicle when you bought it, knowing that it was, the individual admitted that he knew that it was sitting on a Ford Escape platform. Where were they going to put the transfer case? I don't know. I guess these are questions I ask and some people don't. Anyways, ongoing issues here. Ongoing issues. Overheating of the engine on all-wheel drive models. Faulty rear suspension, which is being recalled. Incorrect lower control arms, which is being recalled. Bad fuel pumps, which is being recalled. Drive shafts too thin, which is being recalled. Inadequate rear end fluid, which is being recalled. Turbo tube leaks, soon to be recalled. Guarantee it. Anyways, I hope you've soaked in what I'm trying to sell here. It ain't my money, I understand. But there are so many cars out on the market that you can pay over sticker for, So right now it's not about the money. I mean, if you're going to go blow cash at MSRP and above and pay all the stupid dealer additions, there is more out there than this Ford Bronco. Please go look. There are so many manufacturers that build a vehicle that has been out on the market, has proven itself, and is better quality than what this Bronco Sport is. If you want to go four-wheel driving and you want to do it on a regular basis, the Ford Bronco is not for you. It is not. It's not designed to be doing four-wheel driving off-road all the time. They have problems with the frame and the cab twisting. One of the reviews that was on the comment page of my last video said, well, they did all this in this tough terrain, and I can't remember what mountain they were on. So they put all these goofy names on, like Death River and, Evil Canyon and crap like that. And of course, they get the Ford film crew out there and, they'll show everything that the Bronco Sport can do. But I'm here to tell you, I've been at my age, I have seen all the years of what manufacturers have pulled on the American public. This is no different. If you take this thing off-roading on a regular basis, I guarantee you, you will have issues. It's not designed for that. It's, you know, she's just built up a little bit for the folk who maybe 2-3 times a year want to go, hey, you know, I got a Bronco, so, you know, let's do a little off-roading, and then you get bored of it and go back to your phone and do whatever. But either which way, if you want a four-wheel drive, you know, go buy one. They do make a full-size Ford Bronco, and at this stage of the game, it looks like she's a better bet than what the Bronco Sport is, but there's so many other vehicles out in the market. Go look. That's all I'm saying. Either which way, I want to thank you for stopping in, and you take it easy, and you have a good day. You're still here yet? It's over. Oh, I know. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and that'll tell you when my next video comes up. Until then, go home.